Hey guys, welcome to lesson number 26 of geometry. This is Mr. Jet. I want you guys to get us started today by going ahead and finding the volume of this triangular prism. Today we're going to start looking at volume of pyramids. So go ahead and review volume of a prism, and then we'll get started with pyramids. All right, here's what you should have got: 48 centimeters cubed after we do area of the base times height. All right, like I said today, 11.6 day one is all about volume of pyramids. Remember, a pyramid has some sort of base, whether it's a triangle, a rectangle, a square, and then it comes to this point where all the other faces around on the side is going to be triangles. Okay, and so the formula for pyramids is very similar to a prism. A prism is simply volume equals area of the base times height. The only difference here is when we're looking at a pyramid, it's really just 1/3 of that prism. Okay, and so when we're doing this, we're just going to take area of the base times height, and we're just going to multiply that by 1/3 or divide it by 3. Same thing. Okay, so if you want to look at this like this, it's the same exact thing. And so capital B still stands for area of the base. H still stands for height of the pyramid. Okay, we've talked about that the whole time. Distance from base to base. Here it's going to be distance from base to top vertex. Okay, so it's going to be to that top point of our pyramid. Make sure you don't forget to multiply by the 1/3. That's probably the easiest mistake to make on this because we're used to just doing area of the base times height. So make sure you're multiplying by that 1/3. All right, so if we're looking at this volume of the pyramid, so just like I did when I did prisms, we're going to list out area of the base and height because those are the two things that we need. So when I'm looking at this here, here's my base down here. It's a square. So pretty simple. Area of the base is simply just 8 times 8. So area of the base is 64 feet squared. Height is this distance, making this right angle from the base straight up to the vertex. So this 10 feet is going to be our height. So then all we have to do is we take volume equals 1/3 times 64 times 10. When we get that, we get 64 times, or 640 times 1/3, which gives us 213.3 feet cubed. Okay, pretty straightforward. Second one, look, these are probably the hardest ones that we do. You get these, this is actually a triangular, okay, because the base is a triangle. Pyramid, because all the other faces are triangles as well. It's similar to a rectangular prism, where it doesn't matter which rectangle you choose to be your base. Same thing here. Technically, it doesn't matter which triangle you choose to be your base because they're all triangles. We're going to choose this as our base right here because that's where they give us the height. Okay, they give us this height of 10 already from the base up to the point. And so this, we're going to call this our base down here. So this base, our base here is this triangle where we know this is 8, this is 6, and this is 10. So this is where I talk about always write out your two variables that you're trying to find, area of the base and the height. Because now when I'm trying to find this area of the space, I'm not looking at the whole thing anymore. All I'm looking at now is just this triangle right here, which is my base. So I just have to find the area of this triangle. So the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. Well, remember our base and our height always form this right angle. So it's going to be 1/2 6 times 8. So that's going to give us 24 feet squared. Height they give us here is 10 feet. So for volume, it's simply 1/3 area of the base times height Okay, for me, it's simple to see this and say 1/3 times 24 is 8, and then 8 times 10 is 80. So 80 feet. All right, I want you guys to look at these two examples here. I want you to work these two out, finding the volume. Number 4 here is a little bit harder. You're actually going to have to use some Pythagorean theorem to find the height. Okay, so when you're doing this, they give you this outside length. This 14 is the outside length. That's not the height of the pyramid. And then you're going to have to use half of this piece right here, which is going to be 4, and you're going to have to use that to find the height of the pyramid before you actually plug it in. So go ahead and pause your video, try these two examples, and then unpause your video. All right, here are the two answers that you should have got. First one, they don't give you this side right here of the triangle. So you actually have to find this 8 by using Pythagorean theorem. Once you do that, then it's pretty straightforward. Second one, like I said, you have to find this height of the pyramid by looking at this triangle inside of the pyramid. And so we know this is 4, this is 14, and so we have to use Pythagorean theorem to get this height, which is square root of 180. All right, go ahead and do lesson number 26 practice.